Good morning, students. I welcome you to the session today. And we have already started the lesson. First lesson, attitude. Attitude is altitude. But we have already started and we made some introduction also. I think I narrated one small story to you also. And so once again, I would like to say attitude means our behavior. Altitude means the position which we occupy in our life. So the way you behave, your future will be determined. You understand? And in this particular lesson, the hero of this lesson is Nick Vujicic. Nick Vujicic. Nick Vujicic. And let us start this lesson. Imagine having no arms to stretch in the morning to help you stretch that itch, to allow you wrap your arms around your loved ones. Imagine having no legs to kick pebbles down the street, to walk or run, to bicycle, skateboard, or get you from point A to point B. Then imagine both at once, which is what Nick Vujicic has faced his whole life. Have you heard something like this before? Just imagine for a minute that we don't have our hands. Then how difficult it would be. If we don't have our legs, how difficult it would be. You understand? And with the help of our hands, we can do so many things, and with the support of our legs, we can go to whatever the place we like. We can jump and we can dance, and we can play football, hockey, cricket, everything we can do. And you just imagine a person who is not having hands or legs. How difficult it would be to be in that position. How to lead our life in that condition. That is what we are going to understand in this lesson. This is a personal. This is the live story. It is not fiction or written by somebody else. It is a live story. This is the man is still alive, Nick Vujicic, and his story. This is really an inspiration and motivation to all of us. I tell you. Okay. Nick Vujicic was born with no arms and legs, but he does not let the details stop him. The brave 26-year-old who is mainly a torso plays football, golf, swims and serves despite having no limbs. As it is, Nick Vujicic was born without hands or legs. But at the same time, he does everything just like any other person who is fully equipped with all the organs. That is what his capacity. Okay. Despite having no limbs, without hands or legs, he is able to do, even now also, he is now just a 26 years old man. 26 years old man. Okay. Nick has a small foot on his left hip which helps him balance and enables him to kick. He uses his one foot to type, write and pen and pick things up between his toes. Nick has a small foot on his left hip. On his left hand side he has a small just 3 or 4 inches organ foot, and with the support of that he is able to do so many things. He is able to do with that one small foot. He is able to type, he is able to write, he is able to hold a pen and pick up things between his toes. That is his okay. I call it my chicken drumstick, joked Nick, who was born in Melbourne, Australia, but now lives in Los Angeles. I would be lost without it. And Nick used to call that a small 3-inch That is, he used to call it as a chicken drumstick. Chicken drumstick. It is like just like a drumstick. Chicken drumstick. And he was telling that without that small foot, which he used to call as chicken drumstick, I would not have done anything at all in my life. That is, in other words, he used to give a lot of importance to this small 3 inch, 3 foot chicken, 3 foot drumstick, small object that he used to call as a chicken drumstick. Nick, he was born in Australia, Melbourne. Nick was born in Melbourne, Australia, but he settled down in Los Angeles, US. Okay, water sports are not Nick's only thing. He also plays golf with a club tucked under his chin and is a huge fan of English Premier League. Water sports he likes very much. Water sports means surfing, swimming, and whatnot, that he likes very much. And he plays golf also. How he plays a golf? With a small stick which is tucked under his chin, he used to play. And also and he was a great fan or admirer of football also. He liked football very much. So a person without hands or legs, to think about these things, that is how to swim, how to play golf, this football, all these things unimaginable. We cannot even imagine. But he did all these things. That is why he has become a celebrity. And he has become inspiration to so many millions and millions of people all over the world. Okay. His parents decided not to send him to a special school, a decision he said was very hard for him, but which may have been the best decision they could have made for him. His parents, in the beginning, they decided not to send him to special school. You know what is special school? Special school means that school is meant only for physically disabled persons, like dumb, deaf, handicapped persons. That is what we call special school. So Nick's parents, in the initial stages, they decide, normally they could have sent Nick Vijusik to a special school because he was a torso, without hands and without legs. So therefore they could have sent him to a special school. But Nick's parents, they did not want to send him to a special school. So this decision, and in the later stages of life, Nick said, at that time my parents, they took a very wise and correct decision at that time. Okay. Why he said like that? That we will come to know in the later paragraph. Because they thought, supposing his parents might have sent him to a special school, there you find all the students with disability, okay, physical handicapped students. And Nick, when he goes to school and every day he happens to watch all the students with physical deformity, naturally he may get some sort of depression in his mind. So there is no life for me, I am also like these people, the life is filled with the darkness, I don't know what to do. Like that some sort of dejection or desperation, despondency or disappointment might have entered his mind at a very tender young age. So Nick's parents did not want their son to suffer like this. That was the reason why they did not send him to a special school. But in the beginning, Nick was very much worried, very much, surprised. Why my parents did not send me to special school? He didn't know at the time, but later on, when he grew up, he thought that was a correct decision taken by my parents. And I told you the reason why. Why Nick's parents took a decision not to send him to special school. I told you. So, when Nick was born, his father was so shocked that he left the hospital room to vomit. My goodness. Normally, students, you tell me, when a son or a daughter born, don't you think that it is a matter of a great jubilation and happiness for the parents? But it was not so in the case of Nick Vijusik's father. So when Nick was born, when he saw his son for the first time, what happened? The moment he looked at his son, immediately he felt like vomiting, and he ran out of the hospital for vomiting because the sight of his son was so horrible, because he was born as a torso condition, that is no hands and no legs. So when he looked at his firstborn son, he was so shocked that he ran out of the hospital for vomiting. Next, his distraught mother could not bring herself, distraught means anxious, excited. His distraught mother could not bring herself to hold him until he was 4 months old. You see, have you ever heard a mother not touching her baby, newborn baby, for 4 months? Mother feels extremely happy and she looks at her baby with full of love and affection. But here in the case of Nix, his mother even did not dare to touch him for nearly 4 months. She was so dejected and she was so disappointed. The reason being, Nick was born as torso. Torso means without hands or limbs. Legs, let us say, without hands or legs. So both father and mother, father almost ran out of the hospital for vomiting. As far as mother is concerned, she did not touch her baby for nearly 4 months. Why all these things happened? Because of the horrible condition in which their firstborn child was born. That is torso. Torso means without hands and legs. You can imagine. His disability came without any medical explanation. Without any medical explanation. A rare occurrence called phocomelia. In the medical history itself, you don't find how children's born as torso condition. Suppose why they are born in a torso condition. Very rare occurrence. Once in a crore, 2 crores, it happens like that. Very, very rarely people are born in a torso condition. This particular condition in the medical history, in the medical terminology, it is called phocomelia. Phocomelia means state of torso, without hands and legs. And Nick and his parents spent many years asking why this cruel trick would happen to Nitya. My mother, and they spent many days asking God, why this happened to us? What is the wrong that we have committed? What is the sin that we made? That you blessed us with a torso boy. And they used to put this question always to God. There is no answer. Why? Why it happened means they don't know. Because they have not done, they have not committed any sin. They were leading a very pious and honest lives. Yet God blessed them with a torso boy. Why this happened? What is the wrong that we have committed? What is the sin that we made? These parents they used to put questions to God. Okay. My mother was a nurse and she did everything right during pregnancy, but still she blamed herself. Underline that. My mother was a nurse. My mother was a nurse and she did everything that is possible during pregnancy. But yet she delivered a torso. For that she blamed herself. You know that nurse means, at least a nurse, they will know what are the precautions that they should take during pregnancy. What are the tonics that they should take? What are the tablets that they should take? What are the minimum exercises that they have to make? All these things, nurses, because they come from medical profession, they are fully aware of all the precautions which are necessary during the time of pregnancy. So therefore, Nick's mother, she followed all the precautions. She complied with all the instructions given by the doctors, and she herself is a nurse, was a nurse. But in spite of doing all these things, in spite of taking a lot of care and precautions, yet she delivered a torso. For that she blamed herself. This is my fate. That's all. I don't know, because I don't find any reason. As far as precautions are concerned, well, right from day one I took all the precautions. And I was quite hopeful, 100% hopeful that I would deliver a healthy baby. But lo, what God has given to me. God has given torso baby to me. And I don't know the reason why. I have to blame myself. This is my destiny. This is my fate. She thought like that. You understand? So, students, let us apply breaks here, and tomorrow we'll, in the next session, we'll continue the lesson. So, you must know the background of Nick's Visusi. When he was born, what was, how he was born, and what was, I mean, how he caused agony to his parents. And then subsequently what is going to happen, that we come to know in the subsequent lesson. Until then, bye.